Hey, it's the beer video, and we just can't stop people from dying, can we, Helen? Uh-oh. I can't hear you at
I,
all.
can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
There we go.
All right.
Anyway, we can't stop people from dying. We got another one. We got Brent Hinds from Mastodon, no longer with us. That sucks.
Yeah. Guy was evidently struggling quite a lot in his later years. I'm not going to go over my feelings on Mastodon's biography because who cares? But
I will, but go ahead.
well, I think they had some strikes and some gutters. Like that's a very, very short version. Um, but definitely in his honor, I did listen to Blood and Thunder, which you know
Yeah.
that
Great. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's their best song, but I won't, I'm not gonna die on the hill saying it's not. I mean, it's probably their most recognizable song.
Yeah, that's a great riff. Great riff and all timer.
Yeah. I look at Mastodon's output. I think it's very, very similar to Metallica's, where Metallica had those unstoppable first four records. Okay.
Hmm.
And then you can argue about the Black Album. I mean, it's not my favorite, but it sold so many fucking copies and it's what brought a lot of people into Metallica.
I guess I'm tepidly pro Black Album. Like, I
I'm
think
not
it's
anti.
fine. I don't think it reaches quite the heights of the first four, but it's not bad.
No, I'm not anti Black Album at all. Like I'm not. Like it's not out of their first five albums, it's definitely five for me, but there's some good stuff on there. Like I'm not shitting on it. But Mastodon was similar, where Remission and Leviathan, I think, are just unstoppable records. Like the first four songs on Remission, I mean, you're hard pressed to find another album that has a first four songs quite like that. Um, and I think it kind of, opinions vary a little with shit. I can't remember the Blood Mountain, which was the one that came afterward. I love Blood Mountain. And then you have Crack the Sky, which was like more of a prog album. I like that record. Um, it's almost like Justice in a way, where like there were some people that didn't really get into Justice because it was so different from their first few records. And then it was all downhill. Like, I don't think Mastodon's put out a good record since Crack the Sky. Um,
I kind of lost interest around that point. I guess one thing I'll say for them is at least on like the first three, four albums, and I'm only saying that because like I'm not familiar with them past that. Like they were pretty lyrically interesting.
yeah,
Yeah, like
yeah.
in a way I
And I
appreciated like
think they lost some of that. Like, it felt like some of the stuff they were writing later was a lot less challenging. I
yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, like with those first four albums, like, okay, well, there's the obvious Moby Dick references, but like other than that, reading that, I was like just like kind of the imagination and all that and in those lyrics, I was like, these seem like guys that read a lot of genre fiction, and as
Yeah,
someone who reads a lot of genre fiction myself, get like, oh yeah,
yeah,
like you're inventing like weird little like cosmologies to put in your songs, like, and that's super cool. I love
yeah,
that.
yeah,
And like they just had like pretty solid rock riffs, and like I they kind of began this like slow tepid descent into like kind of vaguely all right radio rock, which
yeah.
you
It's
know
like Metallica.
yeah. Yeah, and it's like, well, I guess it's better than most of the radio rock out there, but it's still like I know you can do better than this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Brent Hinds. Personally, I know people had some complaints about things he said in public. I personally like was really put off by some of the very disgusting things he said about women in
yeah,
one of his early interviews, like about like female Mastodon fans. Like part of the reason I kind of put that band to the side was reading that and being like, oh, okay, so like this is what you think about me personally. Like,
Yeah.
don't like that too much.
Yeah. Yeah. And even like, yeah, not the, I mean, yeah, that's, there's other things that he has said too that have not been the best. And I don't want to accuse him of anything, but I believe that there was alcohol and drug use in his history. I'm not giving him any benefit of the doubt on that. I'm just saying, whenever whenever you're under the influence, the truth tends to come out, or the things you really feel tend to come out. So,
Yeah, I mean, like if you already kind of had a hard time like relating to women, I guess,
yeah, yeah,
and I think that being in a bigger band like couldn't have been good for that, right? Like
no,
you are all of the sudden, I think their rise to fame was fairly rapid. It's
yeah,
like now you're just like playing arenas and like, the fuck do you do with that? Like, kind
yeah,
of your ability to relate to people, and I'm sure that's especially true when you're relating to a gender that is not your own.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah,
I remember when they got
but
signed by Warner Brothers. Like it was off of Leviathan, which granted was a fucking amazing record, but I remember when they got signed, I'm just like, what the hell are they gonna do with them?
and actually, like people will say, like, "Oh, this is just how guys in big rock bands talk about women," and like,
Yeah,
and every time someone says something like that, I think of Lemmy, and Lemmy said some fairly piggish things in the day,
sure,
but like. He also like went to the fucking mat for girls' school and like,
sure did.
you know what? Yes, these are teenage girls, but they're incredible players and everyone should give them a chance and they're my friends.
Yeah,
What I'm saying, I guess, is like you can be a land of contrasts here. Like
yeah,
I'm willing to let a couple gross things you say skate a little bit, like if you have shown that in fact, like when push comes to shove, you will like defend women,
yeah,
and like kind of argue for the value of allowing women in your space, in your scene, whatever. Like, I'm not arguing that Lemmy was a perfect guy, but like, I think in that, like, the way he talked about the women in girls' school and like the musicians he collaborated with, that were women, like, was genuinely kind of touching. And like, yeah. Like, and he really was very adamant about that. Like, I think like the few times like someone was like a bit of a dick to him about like sticking it for girls' school, like, oh yeah, I guess they play pretty good for girls. Like he'd straight up say to people like, no, she's better than you.
yeah, yeah. And still touring, by the way.
Yeah, girls school's got a bit of a ship of Theseus lineup, but
Yeah,
you know what? I think they're cool. I'm bummed I didn't get to see them. I feel like every time I've tried to see them, there's been some like kind of event that has resulted like,
yeah,
oh, we're going to from the US and their visas got canceled. Oh, they were going to play at this festival, but they had a family illness, blah, blah,
yeah,
blah.
yeah,
You do.
yeah. Well, yeah. So anyway, like, yeah, I mean, there's obviously a lot of warts to the Brent Hinds story. And he had been well, he had been out of Mastodon for about a year, and
Wow.
it was really more of a one-sided shit fest, a shit talking fest with him just kind of like mowing those guys down like a
Uh,
lot.
yeah, I
And
have been aware like he was struggling a bit with substance abuse, like that kind of the late night drunk texts
yeah,
that he made about his former bandmates. Like, oh, this is getting messy in
yeah.
a way that, like, oh boy, this sounds like how I passive aggressively post about my exes. Like,
Yeah, that's true. And I don't know if like there was any regret, the next day when he saw it, but I mean, Macedon just did their first show since he passed. I think it was in Alaska. Um, and they paid tribute to him and whatnot. And they put out a
yeah,
pretty nice statement about him too, because like, fucking bands are messy and people, that you go through this shit and had he lived, had this not happened, it wouldn't have shocked me if 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, those guys tried to play together again because just shit happens, but not to be. So, yeah, there's good and bad with Brent Hinds, but musically. Oh, not to mention he and I can't remember what the other guy from Mastodon was. It Bill Kelleher from Mastodon? Both were in Today's the Day for a minute.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, so they I think they were on that one record and I fucking don't remember the name of the record. Um anyway, but yeah, left behind a lot of music, so, you know. Um well, I went first last week, Helen.
oh, it's my turn, eh?
So you go first this week.
Okay, cool. Well, I have this one I mentioned to you before. This is a hazy IPA. It's called Frog Rock.
That's right.
This is from Brühaven, and I'm interested in this because they replaced Lakes and Legends, which was a Belgian style brewery I really liked.
Yeah.
Anyway, it says, like the progressive rock era of the 70s and 80s, hazy IPAs take you on a journey. With the exorbitant amount of hops, we're looking at you, drum solo, and beer descriptions reminiscent of a 20-minute epic Yes song, hazy IPA for rock stars of the beer world. Crack open a can, put on your favorite Rush album. That's your favorite Rush album. I don't care for Rush. We've had this talk.
Yeah. Uh it goes back and forth. I would say Signals has always been my favorite one. But that's also that's when they got into their synth era, so there's a lot of people that don't like that record. But I like their synth era and whatever. Although funny enough, Alex Lifeson, their guitar player, hated their synth. Hated their synth era.
That kind of makes sense.
Yeah, because I mean, like, he kind of took a back seat a little bit. And he's a fucking phenomenal guitar player.
So I poured this in the trucker glass somewhat poorly. 10-4. 10-4, good buddy. Hmm. Nice stone fruit smell.
Ooh.
I think this is on the sweeter side for an IPA, if I had to guess. Yeah, this is kind of a solid, sweeter IPA.
Nice. Does it make you think of John Anderson?
Hmm. It does not. This is a
Okay.
very tropical fruit flavored IPA.
Yeah, that doesn't make me think of Yes at all. Weirdly.
Yeah, I think they were just like, well, it's a bit much, so and prog rock's a
Oh,
bit
I
so
could
kind of and yes, it's quite strongly flavored, so I get it. Not like your nothing flavored IPA.
yeah. The IPA minus the IPA.
Yeah, I mean it's solid, solid fruity IPA. Not mind blowing, but decent. I'm not mad they replaced Lakes and Legends. That's my verdict.
Well, that's not bad. That's not bad.
Yeah, and I feel like it's a bit of a corny name, but like
What, the name of the beer or the brewery?
the name of the beer.
The beer.
But I get what they were going for, and I kind of appreciate it. I don't really listen to a lot of prog rock, but I guess I do kind of by osmosis because I'm a huge Enslaved fan, and they've gotten very proggy recently.
Oh yeah.
And I really like Hammers of Misfortune, a band that has a lot of prog influences. Basically, I like prog filtered through like metal bands I like.
Same, yeah. I like Cynic a lot. Cynic's a fucking awesome band. I mean there were well, it's funny. I mean the era of death whenever the members of Cynic were in it were probably the most progressive death ever was. Bloody Incantation, that's pretty progressive.
Yeah, I mean, they did a whole krautrock album, which I thought was
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. I sometimes listen to that album whenever and it's not an insult at all when I say this, but I'm trying to go to sleep because it has like puts me in the right mind frame to like go to sleep. And whenever I had gone through, if you go back and watch older versions of the beer video, there were times where I didn't have a lot of teeth because I was getting implants done, and so you have phases where you just don't have any teeth, which is really fun. But sitting through those, that was one of the albums I would listen to whenever I was high as shit on nitrous oxide. The perfect time to listen to Blood Incantation. Get nitrous
Yeah,
oxide. If you go to the dentist, get nitrous oxide. That is from me to everybody out there. I'm not being paid for this. Big nitrous oxide is not paying me.
yeah, and the one time I got nitrous oxide, it was when I was getting my wisdom teeth out, and I just remember giggling right before passing out. So that's a
Yeah,
pretty fun experience.
it's a good time. Um, so shirts.
Oh yeah, so this is just a Bauhaus bootleg. I'm pretty sure it was $15. Matt got it for me as an impulse buy when he was out buying records because
Yeah,
I asked for it specifically.
it's a
Let's
cool shirt.
to the wrestling thing at Bauhaus Brewery, and everyone was like, "Oh, your shirt's so appropriate." I was like, I didn't even think about it. This is for band.
Yeah, good point. Um, I'm going to show you my shirt, and this is going to end up starting a little bit of a conversation again. But if I can get up, I am wearing an At the Gate shirt, and
Yep,
Tomas from At the Gates currently battling mouth cancer. His latest or the latest update was, I guess, portions of it are not operable, which is not great. Uh,
not
but I guess they're gonna try, radiation or chemotherapy, one or the other, maybe both. Um,
at the Gates reunion in 2008, 2009.
Somewhere around there.
They reunited.
Yeah.
And, you know, I saw it in the crummiest possible venue with a real shitty crowd, but just I loved watching Thomas Lindbergh like keeps having a fucking blast. Like,
Yeah.
and I saw At the Gates at Roadburn years later as well. And like every time I saw him perform, he was clearly having the time of his fucking life.
Yeah.
And, you know, um, as far as At the Gates recorded work, like, yeah, I'm a little mad on it. Like, I love Slaughter of the Soul.
Yeah.
I it's one of those things that I have a little. Okay, I'm gonna make kind of a wild comparison. It's like the stories of Robert E. Howard,
Hmm.
um, the Coin and the Barbarian guy, where it's like I enjoy this, but like knowing that it influenced like several thousand mediocre imitators kind of
Yeah.
tempers my enjoyment of it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, and it's like it's not their fault, obviously.
Right.
It's just like, like knowing that this like kind of spawned 10,000 ass imitators, just
Yeah.
like, ugh.
They're one of the most imitated bands in any type of music, but definitely like heavy metal. I mean, yeah, I mean, think about all the bands in like the early to mid 2000s that just were completely aping Slaughter of the Soul. Um, I mean, there were some okay ones, but yeah, they're
Yeah,
it's just
the whole Gothenburg sound, like there's bands that did that I appreciate.
mhm.
Um, but I still like God, did any band have a bigger fall than In Flames?
Oh God.
Yeah,
No.
like Oracle is one of my favorite albums, like
Yeah.
overall. Um, just every song's a knockout. I love it. And then like I was like, oh, what have they been up to these days? And I listened to their new album. It was just like dog shit. And
It's so
then like
bad.
alert in my email via whatever streaming service I was subscribed to at the time because they were like, oh, you listen to the Jester Race and Oracle a whole bunch. Like, hey, did you know In Flames is going to be playing in your neighborhood with Five Finger Death Punch and Breaking Benjamin? Like, cool.
Oh God.
It went from like being one of the more interesting, like fucking talented bands in
Yeah.
Gothenburg to like opening for the Blue Lives Matter bands. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
oh God.
They're definitely a band that tried to just hook on to let's just try to be as as popular and as successful as possible and just made some real garbage.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with pop metal. Like, I think we've
Sure.
discussed Ghost before. I think when Ghost succeeds, they do it really well. There is a way to do pop metal good.
Yeah,
Uh, In Flames' efforts that are just
just bad.
uh,
I mean, just bad. It's so bad. Yeah. It's like when they changed the logo, it's like everything changed.
yeah,
Uh,
hurt me more than all those right wingers are triggered by the changing of the Cracker Barrel logo.
oh God, Jesus. Let me open my beer and then we can talk about that because it's so ridiculous. So anyway, I have a yeah, Victory. I have a beer from Victory, who I don't think I've done before. They're from Downingtown, PA, which is across the state. Anyway, this is called Pretzel Beer, and it's a toasted ale with sea salt. And I pretty much just bought it for the can because I love a soft pretzel, and we're getting into Oktoberfest season. And so this Pete,
Yeah,
boy,
birthday's on a Sunday this year.
was that
My birthday's on a Sunday, so we can do a birthday beer video when I turn 40. I forgot what age I'm turning. 41.
nice? All right, well, we'll do that. So anyway, delivers notes of warm, freshly baked pretzels with a toasted, slightly sweet finish using natural sea salt and a robust caramel malt. The 7.5% toasted ale takes all that's special about a traditional strong ale and cranks it up a notch. So I'm pretty excited about that. Where is my glass? Oh, fuck, here it is. Drinking out of a Becky Lynch glass. She may work for a company that's down with MAGA, but she's definitely not. Um, she has worn Miss Rachel shirts on Raw. She has had gear that the color of the Palestinian flag. So she is a true one. Yeah.
Also, discussed this before, but anyone who hasn't yet, please watch the Patty McCory versus Shuki Faraj MMA fight.
Yeah. We should link that. Oh God, I'm gonna try to remember to link that. I will definitely forget, but I'm gonna try to remember to link that. Yeah.
God, you know, just it's so fucking beautiful watching like ground and pound a fucking IDF guy and scream in his face, "You're a fucking baby killer."
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. It's a good one. Oh, another note on Becky Lynch though. They just did SmackDown in Ireland this past Friday, so returning to her home country, and the whole crowd was singing a fight song. I don't know if it's from a soccer team or what it is, when she was in the ring and she was fighting back tears. So
We're well informed on like Irish fighting songs.
I don't know which one it is. I'll look it
Does
up.
it come out the Black and Tans? Oh wait, was it about the British Army or was it about soccer teams?
Let me look because let me sip this beer first. Hold on. Very toasty. They were
Yeah.
not lying. There's a like a an underlying bitterness to it that's not you're not gonna pucker your lips that it's like it's so bitter. It's a nice bitterness. Um, and oddly enough, it is a little salty. I can get some of the salt in there. That's more of something that's coming on the back end of the taste. Sorry, I'm
Mhm.
typing in Becky Lynch fights. Um, Let me do one more sip here. No, it wasn't like that. No, shit. Yeah, I mean, I strong ales for me are generally like a one of my better categories of beers. I'm usually going to be pretty happy with them. I feel that way about this one. I mean, it's 7.5. I mean, that's going to be high for some people. But it's not, there's no booziness to this. Like, um, I didn't expect there to be, but if you're kind of wondering about that, not terribly boozy. It's a very nice tasting beer. It's really, it's the perfect beer for, like late September, early October, whenever it's still a little bit warm outside and you can kind of sit outside with a sweatshirt on. Actually, who are we fooling? We're in North America. It's gonna be fucking 85 degrees in the middle of October. So outside in shorts and a
Um,
tank top. But this is really just a fantastic tasting beer, and that little bit of saltiness that's with it, I think adds a really nice kick to it, and does kind of cut back on the bitterness and different things like that. So, it's if you're somebody who's like gets freaked out about like, oh, I don't want a fruity beer, I don't want all these goddamn flavors, you won't be able to go wrong with this. It's a nice, good, caramely, Oktoberfest style beer. It's not an oak, yeah. It's just when I say Oktoberfest style, just something you would drink in that period of time. Um,
oh,
yeah, really nice aftertaste too.
yeah,
Uh,
I haven't seen it around here. Although Victory does have distribution here. I think it's mostly their flagship years, like Golden Monkey, stuff like
yeah.
that. And
Let me tell you about Golden Monkey.
hmm?
Golden Monkey is like 9.5, okay, ABV. That beer drinks like it's 17 ABV. That beer will fuck you up. I've
Yeah.
seen my friend DJ went to a Steeler game, and I guess he had like two of them there, and they had to like help him out of the stadium. Yeah, beer's fucked up. Every time I've had it, it's just messed me up. It's messed me up like, or I could drink 120 minute, which is like between 15 and 17% alcohol, and be okay. I could drink a Golden Monkey, and I feel like I'm just gonna go on a fucking spree.
Yeah, it sounds like a soju actually in that way.
Yeah, yeah, it's good. I mean, like, you know, maybe that's why I haven't done a lot of victory beers because they make me feel fucked up. Though this one hasn't, so.
Oh, and can you notice the livid bruise on my
Oh,
arm. Um, Please do not ask any like concerned questions about my home life. This is not my husband. I do Brazilian
that's
jiu-jitsu.
what I thought it was from. Yeah.
Yes. And one of my friends slammed my arm to the ground, so sometimes this happens. I also bruise like a gas station stone fruit, so
Well, I bleed like I don't know what bleeds a lot. I bleed like something that bleeds a lot. If you can see that cut right there.
brother, that's your you cut off the wax seal.
Yeah. Yeah. I had a beer that had a wax seal on it, and so I had a steak knife and was kind of carving away at it. And I tried to what I tried to do was I tried to take the point of the knife and slide it under the wax on top of the cap. And I did that and it slipped and it just gashed me right across the knuckle. I was bleeding everywhere. There was blood all over the kitchen. This is like 1:30 in the morning. There's blood everywhere.
PSA kids, basic knife safety. Do not put your hand in the path of the knife.
Yeah, I'm usually pretty good at not doing that. I'm a clumsy ass fucker, but I'm usually pretty good like when I'm using a knife to like keep my it just literally was a thing where it just slipped and yeah, it was man. I was applying Band-Aid after Band-Aid and if you ever cut yourself like this where you're bleeding like crazy, like if
Oh
it's
yeah.
your hand,
Yeah.
put your arm
Like
in the
I
air.
sliced the pad off the tip of my thumb before
Right.
and like bled so much I thought I was gonna pass out. I've also like got a couple cuts on my scalp and like when it's close to the bone like that, it just bleeds like crazy.
Yeah.
I God, I remember I got in a bike wreck and like flew over my handlebars, knocked myself out, like and like the person that saw this happen called the ambulance.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got a $900 ride on the Wii U wagon. And
Yeah. Yeah.
well, like they just dumped my debt when I was like, I'm poor and I can't pay this. So good for them, I guess. Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, so I woke up in a hospital bed and like my hair was just completely like stiffened with blood. Like,
Yeah.
and I remember I was like taking a shower afterwards and I was like, oh, this just smells like a steak that's gone bad.
Oh God. Uh
Just the
yeah.
most wear your helmet, kids.
Yeah. Ugh. I when I was a kid, when I was like 7 or 8 years old, um, in grade school, I we would have recess in this parking lot that today people would sue our school for letting us be in this parking lot because it was like the parking lot was all chewed up. There were fucking cinders everywhere. It was super dangerous. So we were doing something and I slipped and I hit the back of my head off of the pavement. And I got up and I was wearing like this light colored jacket, but I had my arm like this because it hurt. And I put my arm down and all the girls in our they're out for recess just started shrieking. And I looked and my whole sleeve was covered with blood. I was bleeding everywhere. I was fine. Like I don't think I had a concussion or anything because it's like my house was next door to the school, which is funny enough. So I
Oh.
walked home and my mom was like cleaned me up and she's like, you need to go back to school. So I went back to school and just blood everywhere. A bloody mess. Why didn't I have friends? We don't have much time left. We are running out. But you mentioned Cracker Barrel. This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. And it's not even so much like the right-wing crybabies who cry over everything. It's not even so much that. They lost $100 million from their stock pro or their stock. They've lost $100 million in stock over a logo change.
And this is like, it's just the restaurant you go to when there is no Waffle House available, if you're not a coward anyway.
Yeah, yeah. I I've seen.
God, it's they are just getting so pathetic in this like desire for returning like Cracker Barrel, really? Like,
What's the big deal?
Cracker Barrel's fine, but like I would be hard pressed before this week to find anyone who was ride or die for Cracker Barrel. And
I
now
know,
all
I
of a
know.
sudden, all these chuds are coming out of the woodwork being like, well, before they changed the logo, I would have slit my own throat for Cracker Barrel. Like,
Yeah,
who are you? No, you wouldn't. I don't think that's true.
yeah. It's just the latest thing for you to fucking complain about. I love these people because they've spent their whole time on Earth, or at least the last 10 years, calling the other side snowflakes. And Jesus Christ,
Uh,
could there be bigger ones? Could there be more complaining, terrified people than those people? They're scared of everything. They're scared of cities. And now they're complaining because they took a farmer off of a logo. But I've even heard people on the left say this, like, this is kind of like, why did they change the logo? But yeah, like the right is just everything's an attack on them. Just get something more important in your life to worry about because
yeah,
clearly
get
you don't
real
have anything.
problems for the love of God.
It's just I don't know. I don't know why I'm surprised.
I've been thinking this ever since they like fucking screamed and cried and pissed themselves over that one vaguely annoying trans woman influencer getting like one custom beer can.
One can. They made one can.
Okay, so some like theater kid bitch gets a custom beer can. Why are you so concerned about this?
One can. Because they don't.
Well, I,
Yeah.
I did call Dylan Mulvaney a theater kid
Dylan
bitch.
Mulvaney. That's it. Yeah.
You know, I'm sorry that is her vibe, but all the hate she got was completely disproportionate and disgusting.
Oh my God. And if you don't
So,
see anything about it, nobody's talking about her.
yeah, and I feel like even though I don't care for her whole thing as an influencer,
Sure.
like how like I was reluctantly like pushed into defending her. Like
Me too.
because people were just so unnecessarily vile to her. It's just like
Yeah.
you can just say you kind of like don't care for her whole persona, but you had to like just make nasty digs at her gender. Like,
That's because it's all they have.
I-
They don't have anything.
yeah,
I mean, they're not taught to be, oh boy, bile's gonna come out of my throat when I say this. They're not taught to be like proud of themselves or like their own accomplishments. They have to shit on other people because they don't fucking have anything. And it's sad and it's pathetic because every time something like this happens, every time there's some culture war that's launched by whoever, they're the first ones on the front line with no armor and no weapons, just out there bitching and like woe is me and this is about me. They're attacking me. They're not.
Yeah, so everyone should go look up the Broken Man speech from George R. R. Martin, and I felt like that goes a long way to explaining our current political moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like someone who has kind of been coaxed to fight,
Yeah.
um, who has nothing really, and just kind of takes the ugliness of the world out on other people. Yeah, I feel like, he may have written that about a world where a medieval world where magic and dragons exist, but relevant to our world as well.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. Well, look, it's the end of the beer video. We talked about a lot of stuff. Just go enjoy your week. It's gonna be Labor Day next week.
And I'm going to the state fair tomorrow and I'm going to drink some of the new fancy beers and I will tell you which ones are good.
The state fair. Report next week. I'm gonna try not to cut myself. Don't go to Cracker Barrel. I don't give a shit. But stop, just settle down. Just go outside, breathe air while you still can. Pet a
Touch
dog,
grass is what he's saying. Touch grass.
touch grass, pet a dog. We'll see you next week.
Bye bye.